And we are live. About to start the omelette and the fromage. Delicious. Nice cheese omelette. I've prepared a nice selection of cheese for this episode. We're gonna start shortly. Let's give the people some time, to tune in. And we're gonna start with a Reddit game. Because sometimes they're good, maybe they are, maybe they're not. Well, we'll see. If you feel like you have a worthy game for the Fromage, feel free to put in to submit your replay to me on Reddit. Username's Fizbin. Or if you're in the All Inspiration Discord, just send them to me there. Username's Fizbin, obviously. Feel free to send them in. Eventually, I will have a homepage and a submission address, an email address, but for now, nope. Yeah, I guess we will see what is happening. Hi. Oh, no, Nidus is in chat. Hello. Yeah, actually, I think your game is the second one we're gonna cast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start right out here. In the top right corner, we have Celestis playing Zerg in red versus Zerg in the bottom left corner. From Embers, we have Richard. Going pool first, we have a 12 pool, a double, oh god, it's a double 12 pool. Alright, just put up the game volume a bit more. I believe we can handle a bit more of this. Also, we want continuous music. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Somehow we do not have correct game sounds. What is wrong? Sound effects. I don't know. Niceties are being exchanged 38 seconds into the game, which in itself should tell you that there's cheese coming because people are focused on cheese in the early moments. So of course, there will be cheese. Meanwhile, Fizban also remembered to switch his layout overlay, which is always a Vabonk game with Fizban. Lings are being made and the queen for Celestis. Meanwhile, Richard is skipping his queen for some reason and saving up a lot of money. He's also rallying drones. I guess he will bring drones along with his lings over to the other side and probably try to plant spine crawlers. And apparently the lings are gonna miss each other, it seems, because the northern route is taking Celestis and the southern route is taking Richard. Rallying more lings and another drone across are both players, and this is going to be interesting. Of course, Celestis opted for a queen and for a hatchery. Meanwhile, for Richard, there's really nothing to defend. He's going to see the lings now, as is Celestis here. Immediately, 4 spine crawlers are being put down, 5 even. And the queen might be taken out. Meanwhile, here, drones are being butchered by Richard. There's still 380 minerals in the bank for Celestis and 35 for Richard, so 35 is out of drones. Of course, he can probably take out Celestis' base. He's opting to go back for his own base, which I do not think is a good idea with the spine crawlers here. Yeah, it's gonna be some sort of base trade scenario here. Of course, Celestis has a lot of money left over to build some bases somewhere. Yes, Celestis is building a base in his opponent's natural base. Richard lost his hatchery, did not cancel any spine crawlers, and he's now got 5 spine crawlers and 9 lings. Well, I don't know. Suddenly Richard's looking good. He killed the drone. If he can find the last drone here from Celestis, he's basically won the game. Of course, the pool will die eventually. So will the spine crawlers, but guess what? The spine crawlers can uproot. I am not sure if an uprooted spine crawler counts as a building still. But with the clear ling advantage here, Richard. Oh, he can just build. Yeah, he can just build an extractor. That will count toward a building. Build an extractor. And once the pool dies, I'm guessing Celeste is out of the game here. He still has some lings. Will try to defend his pool. Uprooted are all the spine crawlers now, which means they are easy prey for lings. And Celestis is holding on to dear life here. Does still have 1 drone hidden away up here, which might save him the game. If he can kill all these units and can build a hatchery even. Not sure why he does not build a hatchery right now. Maybe he's afraid he will be seen. Right now the balance is still in for Ember's Richard because he has more stuff. He can trap a ling there, pick off that ling. It's a good pick off, and he will get to work on the pool again. Of course, Celestis does still have money to build another hatch, which he does now. And these lings are gonna eat the last buildings of his opponents here, which obviously do count as buildings even if they are unburrowed. Well, technically, I guess Richard could walk his spines over here and burrow them again, but he doesn't know that that is there. He's gonna check all the bases now with his units. And yeah, I mean, Celestis can still build 4 more drones. He still has a queen, so he's basically still fairly in the game. Hello, Pterodin. Nice to have you there. Oh, spines are actually regenerating health. Are they? Yes, they are. That's so cool. Well, the spines are not going to do him any good though, but he should find the base, which he does now. The lings are still here protecting. Of course, this ling will eventually be taken out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Richard has enough. I think he should walk the spines over to help, because the time it's going to take Celestis to build drones and a spine crawler, or a pool even. Yeah, and he's gonna do that. He needs to wait because he cannot take out the queen and the lings with what he currently has. He will lose. Let Celestis build some drones. It's not gonna matter once those spinecrawler manage to root themselves. Richard's gonna be in a phenomenal spot here. Cannot afford to lose those units. He needs them to be protecting his spinecrawlers that are slowly marching across the map. And these units are not enough to block 5 spinecrawlers once, or kill 5 spinecrawlers fast enough once they start to burrow. And once they're burrowed, it's gonna be in a phenomenal spot. But guess what? These spinecrawlers can be attacked while they're on the way. And Richard absolutely needs to prevent that, because unburrowed spines cannot attack. One goes down. And of course, the same problem that Richard has with Celestis Queen and Lings. Celestis cannot attack this without his queen, so he's gonna need to bring the queen down. And oh, he's gonna split them up. Okay. The engagement is real now. Of course, he made a lot of drones now, so he has the army advantage as well. But as soon as these... Ah, that's such a good move. And I don't think Celestis realizes that he's gonna have burrowed spines inside his base now. Once these things burrowed, he is royally screwed. He does not have enough money to build another drone. Now attack, attack with everything, Blue! Go, go, go! You can do this! Yeah, I think this is over for Celestis. Well played here by Richard. Even the Queen throwing down some transfuses on the drones and Ling is not gonna save it. The Queen is inside their range. Gonna be taken out, and GG, will Celestis say soon. There we go. That was actually a very nice game to start off here. And now we move to a second game. A game that has been advertised greatly on Reddit by No Night is here. He's actually in chat. Mr. Bing Bong. In the bottom left corner, it's a blue Terran. It's Tuzela. Facing off against Mr. No Night is here. In the upper right corner, in red, as a Zerg. Classic ZVT. I was told this was gonna be a Nidus Swarmhost game, but we will see what's going to happen here. It should be one of the craziest games you guys have ever seen. At least that's what I was told. So yeah, I'm excited for this actually. See what happens here. Mr. No Night is here going up to a 17 hatch. Of course, his enemy is not a Protoss, so he doesn't need to do the 16 hatch to prevent pylon blockage. 17 hatch should do just fine, or even 18 hatch or 19 hatch versus Terran. But that wouldn't make much sense anyway, so... Terran is going for his barracks, of course, and only one gas taken so far, so no crazy shenanigans from the Terran here. Overlords are going to spot the usual proxy locations, because proxies, of course, are quite common in this day and age on ladder. And the usual scout SCV will move across the map to see what is going on over here. A pool being built here immediately. Whoops. Okay, I'll need to fix that. Emperor Palpatine is a bit aggressive, it seems. I'm still gonna have to configure him. Yeah, proxies are common, aren't they? I'm getting fucked over by proxies all the time versus Terran. But I usually just Nidus roach them, so it doesn't really matter if they proxy or not, I'm gonna be ready anyway. And roach is very good versus proxies, by the way. Pool finishes up here, and going for a queen is No Nidus here. 2 queens, actually. Command center being built for Tuzela on the other side of the map, followed by a factory. Yeah, I guess it does, but it's not gonna matter, even if the proxy hits. Oh, he's gonna lose a drone. Nope. Oh, I wish I could do that. I never managed to do that, man. They always get my drones. I guess my plat micro is not good enough to do that. Respect here for No Nidus saving that drone here. Yeah, we have a 1-1-1 build with an expand going up for Tuzela. So also a pretty aggressive, but also pretty standard opening here. Yeah, no drone left behind, man. It's the Marines, the drone Marines. Queen moving up here to try and trap the Reaper. I'm not sure if I agree with this. It was probably a blunder. Although, had he left her there, she would have probably killed that Reaper. I don't know. Yeah, 111 is a pretty standard opening. There we go with the proxy hatch. I don't know why you would need a proxy hatch though if you have Nidus. But I guess no Nidus so far, although the layer has been made now. 111 is a fairly standard opening, I guess. The Hellions are out, are gonna go across the map soon. Two Queens are gonna shoo them away though. And Terran, of course, unaware that right on his doorstep a hatchery is being morphed. And I'm guessing he's gonna spawn Swarm Host over there. Cheeky, sacrificing the Overlord as to not have the hatchery spotted, and it gets spotted anyway. And of course, Terran is like, what the fuck's going on? Now it's up, it has armor. So Hellions are not the best unit to deal with this right now, and also it keeps the Hellions on the other side of the map, which is really not what you want as a Terran. You want to be roasting those sweet, juicy drones. Infestation pit going up, which means swarm hosts can be made soon. Another gas being taken here, so 4 gas, 2 base swarm host it's gonna be. Yeah, it's actually, it gets his armor once it finishes, so it's in a ZVC you want to attack it before that, so you do more damage. That's what I learned last week, or 3 base. Oh yeah, third base is going up now as I say that. Oh well, okay, yeah, but the proxy isn't really a base, is it now? Anyway, the regular third is going on here as well. I'm not gonna call that a fourth base. That is just like an outpost base there. As long as I don't see drones mining there, that's not a base for me. Anyway, this is exactly the kind of games I'm looking for. Crazy shit with proxy hatches. The early swarm host. Terran is so scared that he's not leaving his side of the map. Trying to go in for another attack. Will probably kill this queen here. And 2 swarm hosts are being made somewhere. Over here, I guess. Nope, over here. Okay. And I guess 2 swarm hosts. Okay, it's a 4th. Well, the probe died now. Lings are trying to trap the Hellions. Meanwhile, the Locusts are eating away at them, getting the Reaper there. Poor guy dies to the acid spit of the Swarm Host. Stim and +1 is being researched, and more Swarm Hosts are being made here for no Nidus here, which actually does not have a Nidus, so he's true to his name. Why would you need a Nidus if you can just proxy hatch that shit anyway? More Queens are being made, and of course he can perfectly attack the base of our Terran friend here from up here, but Cyclones are probably a good unit to deal with this. Lings are eating his Hellions though. Forced to retreat here. These are not the past patch Widow Mines yet, so he will be able to see them. Of course, the Liberator will take out the Storm Host if he's not careful. Oh, and he gets it even though he's walking outside of the circle. Meanwhile, we have a Ling run by here, which will do a lot of damage to the mineral line of the Terran. Unburrowed Widow Mines are not going to do what they should be doing, but now the Widow Mines are buried and the Zerglings bunch up nicely. Terran getting some nice kills there with the Widow Mines. Lings are retreating because why not? And this base looks like it's gonna die soon because guess what? Cyclones do a shit million of damage per second. Still Lings in his base though, up a comfortable 5 worker lead and 2 bases. Well, 1 base now because he's back on 3. Not mining of course from his third and not attacking any further for now. Getting a Baneling Nest now, okay, to deal with the Cyclones I guess. Makes sense. Also, Terran seems to be switching to Bio now. Makes a lot of wrecks. A lot of SCVs are idling around here, but of course it might not be safe down here. How did you get back? I didn't lose that many then, okay. Pretty even on workers now are those 2 players, but that's a lot of swarm hosts. And from here, of course, they can deny Terran's production pretty much completely. And there's really nothing here like Hellbats or something to stop those locusts from going to town on Terran's buildings. The army he has is not insignificant. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like the Widow Mines though. Swarmos are about to lay waste to Terran's production here. Oh, I love a good Swarmos play. Look at it. Production being eaten. And the Nidus going up. I can hear a Nidus somewhere. Oh my god, there is a Nidus. He said there's no Nidus here, but there is a Nidus now. Of course, allowing those Swarm hosts to retreat. Swarm hosts are quite expensive. You don't want to waste them or lose them. So we can just wait for them to regain another set of locusts. He can probably take out this bit of army here with his lings, but he decides to run the fuck away. Nidus is gonna get cleaned up, but the storm hosts escape, and the second knight is gonna go down there, of course. Prime position to attack the third. Meanwhile, a drop in the main base of Zerg. Some lings are here to deal with it. Should be more than enough, but of course the Medivac will get the fuck out of there. Stormhosts are being puked by a massive worm over here. Liberator can probably still see this. Yes, he can. But guess what? Locusts are gonna lay waste to the space here. If he is smart, he targets the base directly, which he does with the second half of his Locust and the base. If Darren does not lift it up right now, will be taken out. He does, though. Losing his gas geysers and some supply depots, not the hardest thing. Engineering bay does not get cleaned up. Meanwhile, we have some skirmishes going up here. Some siege tanks are being dropped. And some marines are walking into a death trap. Pretty cheeky to walk your marines this deep on creep. Of course, another drop up here will take out the pool, and that's it. No more lings for no Nidus here. Gonna have to remake his pool, I guess. This base will also get cleaned up. No cancel here. And yeah, it looks like Zella is very good with the multi-pronged attack here, bringing no Nidus a bit into a bit of a situation here, sticky situation. Taking down the wall, and probably some marines as well here are... Oh, these things do so much damage. There we go, the wall is taken down. This will of course enable ling run-bys, which will be quite helpful to kill workers at the later stage of the game. This Nidus goes down again. And yeah, I guess if no Nidus just runs those lings over here and kills everything, he should be in an A-okay spot. Of course, on the other side, Terran is moving across with about as many Medivacs as Marines and 2 Cyclones, or, you know, 1 Cyclone and a Liberator, okay. Ooh, okay. A lot of bendings being made here. Upgrades are equal. Of course, another Nidus Worm is gonna scare the shit out of Terran. But he decides, nope, I'm gonna drop the main again. Gonna take out whatever you have in here. And there is nothing to defend. And once Siege Tank and the Liberator are sieged up there... Oh, no Siege Tank, just the Liberator. It's gonna take out a lot of juicy Overlords here. Of course, you cannot engage this as a Zerg unless you have Banelings. But guess what? There's Locusts, there's a lot of Ling Bane coming back. Not giving a fuck about not engaging on ramps here is no Nidus. He's just going for it. Forcing those Mariners away. He's just gonna drop them again down the ramp. But guess what? There's boom! Banelings, and just like that, all the Marines are dead. The Queen will clean up this Liberator, and yeah, Terran is out of army. He can only make Marines so far. He's lost all of his tech. There's no more factory, no more starport. And probably not enough gas to do so as well. Marine's still a good unit, but guess what? Banelings kill Marines very fast, and Swarm hosts do too. Swarm hosts still safely inside the Nidus Worm here, taking his 4th again. Oh, there's still Swarm hosts here. They're still inside the network. Ah, okay. Oh, did he kill the original Nidus? Ooh. Ooh, yeah, then... Swarm hosts... Ah, he got some more out, but I guess he got the original Nidus network. Which of course means the Stormers are now trapped underground somewhere in a dying worm. He should still be in an A-okay spot because Terran lost all the tech, and yeah, I mean, let's be real here. No Nidus is leading with about 40 supply. Stop, it's already dead. Yeah. Well, Swarmos are gonna be annoying as fuck again. And guess what? Terran has not repaired his command center, so if the Swarmos manage to get the same amount of damage in, once again, if he focuses them directly, he might actually get the command center. No, oh, I guess killing workers is nice as well. Especially because they just implode if they are meant to deal with swarm hosts, locusts. Of course, having a third down here does help, but no Nidus is currently doubling the worker supply of his enemy. Another nice army is going to look for some swarm host skins to lay before their fires at night. And looks like he will find them. Nope, he turns around before he sees them. Of course, in a very comfortable lead is no Nidus here. Could probably just end the game here, but instead he's opting for an Ultralisk swish with Cracklings. Always a nice thing to have, the Crackling upgrade. Those lings eat through everything. Especially if the Terran is only on 1-1. Those Marines are not going to do squat against 3-2 Cracklings. Right now they are not 3-2 yet, but they have an attack upgrade up on the... Oh, don't pull them back. The Marines need to run away. Some nice connections there. And getting cleaned up is the Zealous army here, and the GG is called. Very nice, cheesy game here from Mr. Bing Bong. Wow, that was nice. Thanks for sending that one in. Moving on to Terradin. Terradin. Always a supplier of nice cheese. In the bottom left, a red Terran. From the ladder, it's Kruger. In the top right, wait, what? Is this your alt account, Terradin? Okay, I'm guessing Kruger is really Terradin, and Wofslow is playing Protoss. So, yeah, there we go. Terradin confirms it in chat. Also, moving over to the other overlay. I managed before the game was over. So good. Let's see what we have here out of our cheesy Terran boy. He is usually a hell of a mech player, but recently he decided to cheese the fuck out of everybody on ladder, which is nice. I do the same. I've been doing the same forever. And the proxy pylon is thrown here by Wofslow. Who will prevail, the Kruger or Wofslow? The proxy. What will proxy do versus Kruger's opening here? We shall see soon-ish. Oh, he's building a gateway so he can warp in faster, of course. It looks like, oh, 4 gate, maybe 3 gate robo. We will see what the next building is gonna be over here. Of course, Cybernetics Core needs to go down so he can warp in at all. Finishing up his wall here is Kruger. This code, take notes. Kruger knows how to build walls. If you are having trouble with, I'm sure he can give you some pointers. Knowing your trouble with the wall building. Yes, and I'm never letting that go, by the way. Sorry. Getting the orbital 2 gas and no second base inside war whatsoever. A second barracks, though, being made here. So I'm guessing we're gonna see lots of mariners. Double Raptor Marines. And a chrono boosted Stalker here. Not sure what he's planning to do with the Stalker. Since he's not gonna have vision up there, I guess he can with the Zealot. Of course, Kruger being greedy here, taking the reactors before he decides to build a unit is gonna cost him dearly. Because he does not have fighting units now. Protoss, of course, is gonna capitalize on this, and I guess the Stalker can kill any SCVs that decide to attack. Oh, double Reaper coming out here. That was quick. I guess it's gonna fuck up. Oh shit! The Stalker's behind the Stalker's behind the enemy lines! Run! Run! Oh, repair is going on here, and the Stalker gets trapped. Masterful micro there, and another stalker, and two more stalkers actually. No blink on the way, but getting down some more SCVs. The Zealot taking high ground vision away, of course. Needs to be careful with those bombs though, because those stalkers might just flip over the wall if he's not careful. But I'm guessing six of the jumpy boys can easily take out two stalkers. Of course, there's gonna be more stalkers, and a robot finally being made here. Warp gate's about to finish as well. Four stalkers at a time is Terradin building. For those of you that don't know, I guess in Horde of the Swarm, a stalker could basically kill, or was it Liberty? I guess it was Wings of Liberty without the Mothership Core, where Reapers could just take out Protoss bases, especially the pylons, super fast. And he's gonna kill the proxy first, and then there's not much here in terms of defense. Two more gates are being made in the Protoss base, as well as a shield battery for the probes. Four stalkers are still here, and a bunker being built here. Once that goes up, stalkers are gonna have a lot of problem doing damage here. But it's not up yet. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, those stalker boys are gonna tear this. Those Reaper boys are gonna tear the stalker a new one, or at least they're gonna try. Sadly, I cannot be at two places at once. But the mass stalker is taking a heavy toll on Kruger's defense here. Taking out lots of... And the stalker finally goes down, which was the last line of defense here. He can take out the shield battery now, but he's going for the probes instead. Taking out all but one. The only probe left is on the other side of the map, but stalkers are in the base now. The barracks goes down before two more Reapers can stop here. And of course, those SCVs can chase those stalkers all day long. It's not going to do anything. Reapers are going back now. No echo damage has been dealt to Terradin yet, or rather Kruger. And as soon as those Reapers arrive here, those stalkers are in deep shit. With the boys tanking for them, and he's gonna recall them. He's gonna lose one more. Okay, four stalkers. But of course, only one probe remains here for the Protoss, which is basically a death sentence. He does not have a bank. He does not have anything. There's only one probe now moving back towards his home base. And the second one that was made with the remaining minerals. But guess what? There's still a shit million of Reaper boys around. There's four stalkers and a shield battery, which will hold on, but the shield battery is almost out of energy. Only 22 energy remain here. And there's really no reason for Protoss to stay in the game. He's so far behind. There's no way he's gonna lose this. Stalkers are just gonna rip through. Stalkers. Reapers are just gonna rip through those stalkers, and there goes the last one. The probes being killed again. No. Grats, noob. Okay, oh well, he's salty. He's a salty boy. I guess we can all relate to that, right? I guess we can all relate to that. I would probably be salty as well if I had to deal with mass reapers. And the GM level game. Let's savor this for a moment. In the bottom left, in red, it's the one and only Avillo. And in the top right, we have our very own all inspiration Bunny Willis. The bunny, our Protoss guy, facing off versus Avillo, the master of salt. Terradin mining Protoss tears from the game before, indeed. Yeah, I'm guessing this is gonna be good. We'll see how Avillo does versus our very own Bunny. Bunny with the gateway first into gas. Pretty standard opening. Is probably gonna throw down an expansion soonish. Meanwhile, Avillo going for the barracks opening with one gas. Pretty standard stuff here. A little meet and greet going on here in the center of the map. They nudge into each other lovingly until they continue up again. Being cute up here, making a pentagram or something, is Avillo. That looks funny, I guess. Canceling it immediately. Trying. Ah, because he's gonna engineering bay block our Protoss guy. I guess that suits the Protoss right. I mean, yeah, Protoss have been doing this to me since the start of time, blocking my fucking expansions with their shit. So it's only right that Terran does that to them as well, I guess. Willow going for the Reaper, of course. And the really annoying thing about this is that Willow can just cancel this once it gets low on HP and loses basically nothing. It's just 75 or I guess 67 minerals that are kind of bound here in this building that will be freed up at once. Going for a proxy here is Bunny Willis. Warp gate being researched, of course. Engineering bay going down and the factory. And it's gonna be a proxy Stargate, which is super close. And the Reaper is gonna spot the drone, I guess. Yeah, Reaper's gonna spot everything.
Additional supply depots required.
It's not gonna be able to take everything down here. Throwing down a second pylon. There is Bunny. Probably to prevent the Reaper from killing everything. Building 2 Marines now, as well as a starport, so 1-1-1 without expansion. Very aggressive from Avillo here. And Avillo deciding to attack the Stargate rather than the pylons. Of course, the Stalker will shoo him away. But he knows what's coming, so I'm guessing with the engineering base gonna put up some missile turrets now. Nope, he's opting for a bunker. Okay, guess that's fair. Reaper Boy is over there. And another pylon. Oh, Avillo with the Salt joke race. Of course, of course, there has to be some salty Avillo shit in here. There's always salty Avillo shit. So good. Harvest those nice salty tears. And going for shield batteries here is Bunny Willis. Of course, he can just fly his area on its back there. It's gonna be a void ray nonetheless. And he can basically recharge those bad boys all day, every day. Pulling his boys to save his reactor is Avillo here, building a massive amount of missile turrets now, 3 to be exact. I'm not sure if he can hold versus 2 or 3 void rays though. Once those shield batteries are up, the void rays can just recharge immediately. Taking out the Widow mines that are being repaired by Avillo here on the same time. I feel like Bunny should maybe, now that he has the Terran nicely contained, Bunny should probably try and expand behind this so he can get an echo lead out of this. Spotter SCV is seeing what's going on here. There's 4 shield batteries, which is of course a lot. More voiders being made, and it's only a matter of time. More shield batteries going down as well. So we have a nice shield battery contain here. Avillo sneaking out an SCV over to his opponent's natural. Okay, Void Ray charged up now, trying to take out those missile turrets. Of course, every second that Avillo is spending here, costing him minerals and also mining time, although he's only 4 SCVs short of a full base. Even more shield batteries are being built over here. Of course, Vikings outrange Void Race, and Avillo certainly has the micro to do that. Race for monkeys, says Avillo, because he's never really been a nice guy. 3 siege tanks can, of course, hold up of most any ground army that the Protoss can muster at this very moment. And yeah, I guess those Vikings are gonna do work on the Void Rays. Even though the shield batteries can heal them, those Vikings can probably 2 or 3 shot those Void Rays. Of course, with the Tempest, that's a whole other thing, because Tempests outrange almost every unit in the game, I guess. Except maybe... no, I guess every unit in the game. And once he has a couple of Tempest out, he can surely lay siege to Avilo's base here. Needs to be careful, of course, not to lose his Void Rays or air units, because those are very expensive. Building another NG Bay here is Avilo, to be sure that his opponent does not expand. Of course, Bonnie Willis did not watch the Florentio files. If he did, he would have expanded over here. Or maybe over here. But I guess it's not even necessary. Stalkers are going to make sure that he's expanded over here now. Very nice. I like this. I like this from Bunny. He needs to expand. He needs to get ahead economically. SCV is repairing the Vikings. But as the Disruptor count, the Tempest count grows, more Sheep Elder is being added as well. As the Tempest count grows, of course, at some point the Vikings are gonna get one-shotted, and that's when Bunny Willis can really go to town here on Avillo. For now, he's content taking out some siege tanks. Needs to be very careful not to lose that Tempest here. That should not have happened. Little blunder here by Bunny Willis, allowing Avillo to take out one of those very important Tempests. Of course, the same can be said for the Vikings. Once they reach a certain count, they can just one-shot any Protoss air unit. Even with the shield batteries, Avilo is going to be able to almost take out the Tempest there. Money race, Minoni race, says Avilo. Minoni race. Probably monkey race again, but I'm gonna say Minoni race now if an opponent pisses me off on ladder, because it can't really be considered BM if people don't know what it means. Valor Council as well as another gate coming up here. Of course, this contain has a timer on it because Vikings are growing in numbers. We currently have 10 Vikings out, and they are gonna take out those Tempests. Siege tanks are gonna help as well. There's no possibility for Stalkers to really do anything. But guess what? Protoss is up a base. Tyrannosaurus has not built his expansion here. He's fully focused on destroying the Protoss contain. Gonna take out the barracks here, which will force Avilo to make another barracks if he wants to build anything other than barracks. So, of course, the final Tempest now going down by the Vikings landing, taking out the rest of Bunny Willis's shit here. And yeah, the problem is Avilo has a huge ass army now, while Bunny Willis has 34 probes. Of course, he will be able to warp in shortly. But what's he gonna warp in? Zealots? Zealots are gonna die. Remove this stupid shit from game, says Avilo. Why are you so annoyed, Avilo? You are winning. What's the fucking problem, man? Why are you so angry? Is this just a ruse to get more viewers, to satisfy your viewers' need for drama? Is that it? Or are you just a salty little boy anyway? I don't know. Never met you personally. Never casted a game for you. This is the first one, but I don't know, man. It's just not. Doesn't feel right. Anyway, Bunny Willis is in deep shit here. Those 2 Stalkers, 4 Zealots, and 2 Sentries are not gonna hold up those Vikings. He could potentially get a run on those siege tanks. Yes! With the Zealot legs, he can actually take out those siege tanks. And of course, landed Vikings are pretty shit versus everything. But ooh, it's actually gonna be a close call. Taking out a lot of Vikings here. Is Bunny Willis only 4 Vikings left? Of course, once siege tanks are sieged, those zealots are not gonna do anything. And expanded as well, has a Vilo meanwhile. He's still down 10-ish workers here, so Bunny Willis is not out of the game by any means here. He should expand a second time here now, which he does. Blink's gonna be ready as well, which is gonna be able to deal with the Vikings that are not being made anymore now. A third base is being made. Nope, it's not the third base, it's just the orbital command, as well as a bunker next to it. Of course, once siege tanks are sieged up here and Marines are in the bunker, it's gonna be very hard for Protoss to break this. He needs a Robo with a Warp Gate, with a Warp Prism to do some eco damage here, I believe. There's more missile turrets being made, even though Protoss does not even have a starport anymore. And the final Viking goes down. Nope, there's 3 more caroling around here in the northern side of the map. And moving in for some damage here is Bunny Willis, but the bunker, which is being repaired, will of course force him to retreat. He managed to take out the SCV building the second bunker, and the Vikings are getting cleaned up here. 2 more are still up there, taking out some probes here before they are getting cleaned up by those Stalker boys. There we go, the last Viking has now died. And Liberators are being made, as well as an armory and some bio. Hallucinated Phoenixes checking out what's happening here. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Protoss has to be up a base versus Terran as well, but for now Bunny Willis is up a base, which can't be a bad thing, although his worker lead is not that substantial anymore because mules. But I guess he's still fully mining from 2 bases at least. Meanwhile, Avilo is mostly mined out in his main, so really only mining from 1, maybe 1 and a third bases here. You can of course see that reflected here in the mineral income. And the medevac taking a northern path around the map to lay some waste to Protoss's infrastructure at home. Or at least gonna try, because there's Stalker boys and Zealots at home. Not in the main though, but they can be warped in quickly. There's I feel like there's a lack of pylons here. I mean, this can probably be taken out by killing those 2 pylons, so that's not very good. Moving back some of his zealots here. I don't know if he expects an attack. Is Bunny Willis? Maybe his GM sensors tingled the bunny sensors. There is a lot of zealots at home. They will be able to easily deal with this. Of course, he spots the drop now, killing his attempt to expand. And the drop will just move into the main base. Is he gonna warp in here? Nope, he's gonna recall in. I hope only part of his units. Yes, he's gonna recall the stalkers. And he will take out the army once again. Nice blink micro there from Bunny, still losing 1 stalker though, which was unnecessary, I guess. And the medevac is being taken out as well. And now we have a very substantial army. Lol, still in game. As if you didn't all in. Sig. Yeah, Willow, I mean, that's kinda how it goes if you let your opponent expand. Oh well. Going for a sort of 3/4 doom drop here is a Willow. Meanwhile, a shitload of gateway units are moving across the map to try and do some damage. We have Blinkstalkers now, but no flying unit to spot for them. Little Mariner running over there. Oh, actually we have a flying unit. Okay. Taking out the medevac that went home. The Mariner's gonna run into High Templars that I guess can shoot now. See how much damage they do versus the Marine. How many Marines does it take? How many High Templars does it take to kill a Marine is the question here. Of course, the drop's gonna do a lot of damage if he's going unchecked. I don't know if I like the decision here by Avido to go for the unfinished base. Of course, he's gonna try to draw out the army to this location, then load up. Medevacs are being feed back there. 1 gets taken out, full 1, a second 1 gets taken out as well. That was very nice done from Bunny Willis here. All goes a Willow. And yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I like that Bunny Willis is expanding here, but I feel like he should be more aggressive with his army. not letting the Terran take his third here. Of course, he will try to go across the map now, and with the storms, he will be able to quickly deal with any bio that a Willow might throw his way. Two base versus 4 after failed all-in with 10 shield battery is why people hate this game. Well, I guess. I mean, where are the Templars? Need Storm. There we go. Storm goes down. This base cannot be held by a Willow here, I believe. Once the Templars are in range, they're gonna storm the shit out of this bio. Everything dies immediately. Templars, tanks are being stormed. Ruffle goes a Willow. Of course, being the guy we know he is, he will not leave the game or GG here. He will stay in until the very bitter end to try to force out a draw or anything. But for now, Bunny is still in a phenomenal spot here. Ooh. And the Willow quits. Well done, Bunny Willis. You have my respect, sir. Nice cheese here. Anyway, moving on to the final game. This is one of my personal favorite player. My hero. My my coach. It is a red barcode Protoss versus all inspirations Y Scion as a Zerg. Game 5. Y Scion goes good luck, have fun. Let's see what evil cheese Viscion has devised for us this day. I sure hope it's gonna be a proxy hatch. And it might well be because there's a drone moving across the map. I'm not gonna lie, I told her I need to see some proxy hatch games because that's my absolute favorite kind of cheese. The proxy hatch cheese, I had so much fun with this about a year and a half ago. Nudging into each other are the scouts here and building a forge. Which, of course, is going to tell Y Scion immediately that there's some cannon stuff going down. Throwing down the proxy hatch in Protoss's face here. Yeah, Y Scion is definitely sick good at the game in general and proxy hatching in specific. Of course, Barcode has not managed to put cannons down yet. He's going to put one down in his natural now to deal with the proxy hatch. Spawning pool going down now as well for Y Scion. Protoss still not cannon rushing anymore because, like, yeah, I guess having a proxy hatch thrust in his face is kind of taking the fun out of cannon rushing. And Y Scion with the sneaky third here as an expansion. Canceling the proxy, because why not? And throwing down another hatch in Protoss main base, well out of sight. Will Protoss notice that there's something awry? Will he try to find out what is happening? Yes, of course he does. This will force more pylons and cannons out of Protoss here, which are basically going to be dead weight once this hatch gets cancelled as well. Meanwhile, going pretty standard up here is Y Scion. Protoss is still unawares that there is an expansion, I believe. Let's check. Yes, he is. And Protoss is taking the Florencio expansion up north. And Zealot is nipping away at this hatchery here. Of course, the question is, will Y Scion notice that the gold base is up there? And the other question is, can the Zealot kill the hatch before it spawns? I guess not, but I'm pretty sure it will be cancelled because there's a cannon going up next to it. But we will see how that goes. A pylon, of course, has been put down by a barcode to annoy Y Scion. And shortly, Protoss barcode will be mining from a gold base up in the right corner there. And I guess the probe got destroyed here. Going for the early layer before speed even is why Scion here. I'm guessing our Nidus Roach play is gonna be done here shortly, I guess. I don't know. Might be. Well, it's not that effective if there's cannons out. But Protoss doesn't really have any tech besides the cannons and a gold base. Of course, the gold base is going to enable him to go lots of gates. He's building a starport now as well. And Wysign is going for the Spire route. Are we going to see the Meta Corruptors? We might well be. We will see.
Our forces are under attack.
Chasing a Ling around. There's this Stalker guy here. Droning up. Not droning up is Wysign. Building Lings. Lots of Lings. Pretty equal in workers, but Protoss is mining from a gold base now, although he only has 2 probes mining from here, rather taking his 3rd gas, because Protoss needs a lot of gas, of course. Stalker moving across the map, trying to see some stuff here. Slowling is, of course, not the best unit to deal with Stalkers, because they're too slow, but once the Stalker moves on creep, they can surely jump on him and shoo him away. Stalker boy's gonna go scout up the ramp. And will he see what he needs to see? Yes, the Spire has been spotted. Of course, having already a Forge out will allow the Protoss to cannon up in his base. And as we can see, a Queen can take out a Stalker, which in itself is quite ridiculous. Yeah, no kidding, the Queen would have won that fight. That's nice to know. If he comes with 10 Stalkers, I can defend with 10 Queens. That's cool. Muta, no, oh no, I don't think so. Why Scion is a corruptor kind of girl, you know. Adding another Stargate here, building lots of Phoenix is the barcode. Running around with the Ling, still not taking a 3rd because who needs a 3rd? We have Corruptor meta coming in, pissing on the enemy's main base here. What is a Protoss gonna do versus this? I tell you what, nothing. They're gonna piss until they're satisfied and this base is done for. Of course, Weistein still does not know about this base. She will now, though, but is there cannons? Nope. Yes, there is. 2 cannons, 3 cannons, 4 cannons. Okay, there's no way she's gonna break this with Lings. But she might well break it with Corruptors. Will she go in for the kill? Yes, she might be able to take it out, but she's gonna lose a lot of Lings doing so. Corruptors retreating here over the cannon. And the Phoenix are gonna be looking for some damage here. There's a Spore Crawler up now. He's gonna take out the Queen. Gonna be losing a Phoenix though for it. Guess it's okay to lose Phoenix if you can build 3 at a time, which he is not doing now. He's building 1 gateway. And Corruptor's really good versus Phoenix because lots of armor. But the Wysign needs a way to take out that gold base up here because I'm pretty sure he's almost equal in mining minerals to her. Of course, gas is low down now. He took the 2nd gas here as well, but he's basically on 1 base gas income, which is really hurting him. Or her. Could be her, technically. Void Rays are now out. Of course, Void Ray is much better in dealing with the Corruptors and ground units. Are they charged up from the beginning? Okay. Yeah, yes. Wysign's gonna have to devise some evil plan to deal with this stuff. And oop, sorry, we're gonna see Hydras. Hydra good unit versus Protoss. We all know this. Finally taking his 2nd base here is Barcode. Not even expanding to his main base location because who needs 2 finished gas geysers if you can have a base, a fresh one without. 5 Phoenix are still out. Not much more in terms of army, except the 2 voids, now 4 voids and a zealot. So Zerg clearly out macroing the Protoss here army-wise. And once enough Hydras are out, this base is gonna fall, because nothing that is here can stand up to Hydras, really. Void Rays die to Hydras. Stalkers die to Hydras. Everything dies to Hydras. There's not enough Hydras out, of course, yet. Needs about 10 more, and then she can just A-move across here. And it looks like more Void Rays and Oracles. Oracles are really good with dealing with Hydras in a big enough number, because they can deal so much damage to light units. Still up only 5 workers. This is why Sion finally taking, or has taken, her 3rd base now. Needs to stay up in bases, of course, versus the Protoss. Phoenix moving across the map are gonna look for some damage. The Hydras are going to town on the Void Rays while they try to deal with the Corruptors. Lings are eating the Stalkers. Phoenix, of course, are trying to deal with the Hydras now, but this looks like this base is forfeit. Taking out everything with her Hydras here. Yes, kill everything, kill the Protoss. Can you tell that I play Zerg myself? I guess you can. More Stalkers being warped in. Of course, one thing that Oracles are not good dealing against are Corruptors, but as you can see, Hydras are getting roasted alive by those pesky laser beams. But losing a lot of army here has been Barcode's strategy so far. Of course, Zerg can replenish army quite easily, but Protoss seems to have racked up quite a mineral bank. Of course, he's low on gas, because he hasn't even taken his gas geysers again. But sooner or later, this gold base will be mined out, and it's sooner rather than later. And then Protoss is going to be on 2 normal bases again once he re-expands to his main. And as long as Sion can trade with the air units here and not let him get to a Golden Armada, she should be fine here dealing with Barcode. Of course, the question arises if she should not just attack his main here, because that's where most of the mineral income is coming from now. But I mean, going up to a 4th base is nice as well, since I doubt Protoss will be able to get up a 3rd base outside of his main and natural area with the amount of army Sion has. She does not have much in map vision around there, but looks like she finally decides to go attack the main. And of course, all of Protoss's army is over at the gold base, so it's gonna be a tough hold here for our Protoss player. This can be quickly taken out by those 6 Hydras once they get in reach, and then really nothing is here to stop Sion from taking out the core, which will of course deny Stalkers for the Protoss. She's inside the base now. She's gonna take out the Nexus and will probably take out most of those probes as well. Probably get some tech too. Void Rays are across now, and if Sion manages to focus down those disco balls, she should be fine, and she does. But of course, Zealots are very good versus Hydras as well. All the disco balls die. And re-expanding to his main base at minute 12 is the Protoss. Down 35-ish workers. Sion amping up the creep spread now, has 4 mining bases, well, soon 4 mining bases. Will probably take a 5th as well. And Protoss in the ropes, playing the scrappy game. Cannot even afford to go 3 Stargate Oracle at this moment. Baneling speed is coming up, as well as ranged attack and armor for Sion. And a million Hydras are moving across to lay siege to this base again. There's nowhere near enough stuff to hold this here. And yeah, we'll see if the Protoss can survive this. I'm gonna say no, because even with, I guess, 10 Oracles would just get one shot here by this. The gold base finally dies. Some Zealots are getting wharfed in. And making a final stand here now is Barcode before he GG's out. And we conclude this series of Omelette du Fromage. Thank you guys for watching. Awesome to have so many people watching this nice little series. Stay with me. Send me some nice replays for next week when we're gonna see Omelette du Fromage again. Have a nice evening, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.